Hello there, everybody. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is Angie Oldenburg. I'm an Independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Eau Claire, Wisconsin. And I'd like to welcome you back to the Global SU Vlog Hop. As you probably know how this works, there'll be a list of demonstrators who have videos in the description below. So make sure that when you're done watching my video, you go to the next person to see what everybody's ideas are. With this vlog hop, we're going to be featuring products that are going to be coming out in January, so they're all new products. And so today I'm going to be focusing on a new stamp set from the January to June Stampin' Up! Mini catalog called Oval Occasions. And this is a stamp set that you can get in a bundle with a new punch. So we're going to be using both of those today. And then, as always, in January is our Sale-A-Bration time. This year it's only going to be for 2 months, from January to February. So we're going to use a selection today of designer series paper that will be a celebration option. So the name of this designer series paper is So Ombre, and it comes in, it's a 6x6 DSP coming in several different colors. Let me spread it out a little bit for you. And since I've used some of these sheets already, there won't be as many. And then let me flip them over. So the colors that are included in this designer series pack, as always, they're written on the back for you. Once you have the paper, you can reference this: Bermuda Bay, Blackberry Bliss, Granny Apple Green, Rococo Rose, and Whisper White. So those are the coordinating colors. And when I saw this paper, I wanted to do some type of a project that would show us the ombre effect of the paper. So this is what I decided to do today. So I'm going to show you these other samples in more detail later. But this is the card I'm going to do, or a card similar to this in the demonstration today. So it's a sunburst technique. This technique has been around for a while, so the technique itself is not new, but what I thought was really neat with this ombre paper is how this looks. It almost looks like you have a ribbon where you can see the light and dark of a satiny ribbon that shows up on your front of your card. So this is the one that I'm going to demonstrate for you today. I'm going to use one of the other colors. I'm going to use the Rococo Rose pages from this paper pack to show you how to put this together. So of course we're going to start out with our Rococo Rose card base, standard card base. Now you can make these going any direction that you would like, but we're going to do a horizontal card. And then we've got a layer that is going to go on top of the card of Whisper White. So it's just 1/4 of an inch smaller than the card base. I'm going to leave this down here so you can see part of it. The other thing I do when I start out these cards, now you can have this sunburst coming from anywhere on the card front, but since I'm going to do it in the middle, I marked just the halfway point with a pencil. So I had it on my paper trimmer and I just measured. It ended up being 2 5/8 because this is 5 inches wide, just so I know where the middle of my cardstock is. So let me set this aside just for a minute and I'm going to show you what I did to get our pieces for the front of the card. So this ombre paper has these solid pieces and then the ones with the circles on it. So the shading on this page goes more towards the from corner to corner. So to get the satiny kind of look that we're going for, it doesn't work as well. But the solid pieces is a equal gradient across the page. So I'm going to use the solid pieces. So for the front of the card, you need 7 chunks, I guess, 7 pieces of paper cut into triangles. So it's going to use up 2 6x6 sheets basically. So what I did is I put these both together because they can both go through my paper trimmer at one time. And let me bring my trimmer in. And I'm just going to cut a couple of these. I'm going to make sure I can see this in my camera angle here. So we're gonna just cut 1.5 inch strips out of this. And you're gonna do this all the way across. And so you have 4 equal strips. So then what you're gonna do, or actually it'd be 8 since you got 2 pieces of paper. So you can do this with the pieces together if you want, or you can do them one at a time. And I'm gonna bring this down a little bit into the camera view. So you're gonna line up the corner of this slice of designer series paper in the track of the paper trimmer, and then you're gonna do the other corner also in the track, and as best as you can leave them there, and then put your trimmer arm down, and that'll hold the paper in place while you're cutting. And then you just cut a triangle in there. You just slice them in half. So you do that with all of your pieces. So I went ahead and did that part of the process ahead of time, so I wouldn't have to take time during the video to do that. But you would just do that with all of those slices. Now you can do this technique with any designer series paper, and it turns out gorgeous. So let me put this up here. We're gonna pull this one in here. Actually, we're gonna pull this one back in so you can see it. So this is our white layer that's going to go on top of our card front. So let me move that out of the way a little bit. And what you start doing, so I dry fit mine first, and I'll speed this up so you don't have to watch me do the whole thing. But so I just kind of start in the middle because I like the starburst kind of a shape, and I just dry fit it first. And I go to get the look on this front with it being satiny, you're gonna look for where the gradient of the color is, and you're gonna do opposites. So this one has the lighter color at the point, and then this one has the darker color at the point. And then you're gonna keep piecing it, alternating light and dark. So when you cut your strips from the 6x6 page, you're gonna wanna make sure that you're cutting them, that you're going light to dark and not the opposite direction, because then you won't get this nice gradient on the paper piecing that you're doing. Okay, so when you're dry fitting, you don't have to worry about being exact. You just have it kind of laid out, make sure you like what it looks like. And so when you're doing this kind of planned pattern, it's not as big of a deal, but you can also use any other strips of designer series paper, like I said before, and then you might want to see if you like the way the pattern looks before you attach it to the base piece. All right, so I'm just going to kind of slide these out of the way. I know I have enough of them. And then we're going to bring in our Tombow glue. And I've made a few of these already, so I might be running low on my Tombow. We'll see. I want to make sure that you definitely get it to the edge, not big globs, but so that you have it covered pretty well. Because these pieces that are going to be down at the bottom are going to be smaller, the points. And then again, you just start laying them down. And this is where you're going to want to be more deliberate to make sure you have them where you want them. And you can slide them around a little bit. That's the advantage of using glue. I have made these with tape, but it doesn't work quite as well. And then you're going to, excuse me, when you put these, you want to make sure that point gets as tight as you can get it, and make sure the pieces kind of get really tucked close so there's not any white space in there. Oops. That's where you get some sticky fingers with the glue, but that's okay. this glue dries clear. So we'll be okay. Just do that, grab the extra. And I will speed this up as well so that you don't have to watch me do this whole thing. Okay, once you have all your pieces down, you want to make sure that you get them close, really tight against one another. And then what you're going to do is you're going to pick up this and you're going to flip it over. Now you could run it into your paper trimmer to cut these edges off, but I like to just take a scissor and just go along the back side and just cut the extra pieces. And there's even a little bit of an edge here, and I will trim that off also so that it's clean on the bottom. There. So when you turn it back over, you have a nice even border around, and then we'll get these pieces kind of cleaned up. So once you have this, you certainly could put it on another layer before you put it on your card front, but I like the monochromatic look. So the other thing that you're going to want to do, somehow you want to kind of cover up this kind of little spot down here, because you can see, you know, I didn't quite get it down to the bottom there. So you're going to want to cover up this area. And so like on this one, I put a ribbon down the side here and then put my greeting. This one that we're doing now, I'm just going to put a strip of cardstock at the bottom to cover it up. It doesn't have to be a real big piece, just depends on how neat you are. And I suppose if you're really good at being detailed, you could go without something like this. So let me just get this. That's some. I have not connected this yet. Oh. So then I just label it, or just add it on top of my card front. You could pop it up on some dimensionals if you wanted to, but I think I'm just gonna stick it right down to the card front. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to use, pull this stamp set back in. I'm just going to use the happy birthday and then these little hearts. So again, this matches with the oval punch. It comes in a bundle in the new January to June catalog. So we're just going to stamp on a piece of scrap paper here with Rococo Rose. Cute little happy birthday, and then I'm going to punch it out with the smaller oval. Paper flying. And then I'm going to punch the larger oval out of some cardstock. And then just layer that up. I am so happy that they brought back an oval layer punch, because that is one punch of ours that I really, really missed when it retired. I use that all of the time. I'm just going to put a couple dimensionals on the back side here. And then adhere it to the front of the card. So it's a simple, sweet little card, and you can do it in any of the colors to make it masculine, feminine, whichever. So then for the inside, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to put, I've cut another white for the inside layer, and I'm going to use, And I'm going to use the hearts from the stamp set and just add a little detail for the inside. And you could put, you know, a birthday greeting in there if you wanted to. Nice thing about these, they don't really have a direction, so you can go either way. And then just add it to the inside. I'm not always the best of putting stamped images on the insides of my cards, so this set works really well to do that. Okay, so that is how fast you can put these cards together. They really do go together quickly, especially if you have some scrap paper, some DSP pieces that you want to use up. They go together really quickly. So I'm going to show you this original one I did when I was thinking about this. I just did a because this is one of the bigger stamps out of this stamp set, and it fit in the bigger punch, I just layered it on top of another layer of cardstock. And then I stamped the flowers on the inside. Certainly could use that as a birthday card too. And then I was playing with the other pieces of the ombre paper, kind of doing some variations. So the other thing is you can start out and make it a, you know, flip it upside down and have the rays coming down from either side, or you can start it from different spots in your, so this one I started about, you know, almost to the edge of my layer piece to make the rays of sun. They went together, like I said, really, really quickly. And then this was another fun one that I did with just the strip down on the bottom, and this Hugs and Kisses is again from this stamp set. You could also do that with the Sweet Friend, any of the pieces. You could just run a greeting line across the bottom. So I hope you like this technique. It's a good go-to technique that has a little bit of a wow, and it's really fun when you have really pretty pattern papers to use it with. So I hope you liked it, and hope you learned a little bit of how easy they are to put together. And if you have any questions, let me know in the comments. And once you are done watching my video, go on to the next person on the list. All of our videos or the links to the videos are listed in the description below. All right, hope you have a wonderful day and a happy new year.